Hello, welcome to Popalong RC, the RC car channel dedicated to RC car racing, and I am here at West London for the first round of the 2026 Iconic Cup. Today is practice day. I went out this morning for open practice and I put 3 batteries through the car, made a few little changes. Obviously it's the first time I've run this car for a couple of years. I've put a new radio in, so therefore I had to trim it up. And I put on some brand new tyres just to wear them in. Hopefully I'm going to use those for racing tomorrow. In terms of the car setup, I've had to really dial back the endpoints on the steering to make it easier to drive, because actually it's a massive open track and you don't need a great deal of steering. So open practice was going really well. It's a really good opportunity just to get some quality stick time. I think I did about 80 laps in open practice. So it's plenty of laps in the car, plenty of laps in the tyres. And it's trying to remember the track. Obviously I have driven here before, but it has been just over a year since I was here last. And took a little while to remember sort of the racing lines, where to let off in order to hit the apexes and things like that. But overall I think my consistency is looking pretty good. The difficulty with open practice is we are running 21 turn on a 2-wheel drive car, but there are lots of a lot faster cars out on the track, which means sometimes you have to get out of their way. Sometimes their closing speed is ridiculous and you don't really get a chance to get out of the way. So there are risks to open practice, but for me it was just about getting some quality stick time on the track. And then after I think it's 1 o'clock, it goes over to sort of seeded practice, or you basically got your heats, so you're running in the heats that we'll be running in tomorrow for the competition. Oh, I'll tell you what, I think I've given myself indigestion. So I decided after open practice to disappear and get some food before they actually started the seeded practice, or the heats, practicing in your heats. And I found myself an amazing little takeaway. I think it was 4 chicken strips, 4 chicken wings and a 9-inch pizza, fries and a drink for $9.99, bargain. So I went there, had that, got back, and as I was walking across the field, I could see minis on the track, and I thought, hang on a second, I don't think I've missed my heat. So I literally ran back to the car, grabbed my car, straight out on the track, and the car went okay, to be fair. I think I'm sitting sort of top 10 at the moment in the minis, which is quite good. Although at the moment, if you look at who's here, not everybody is here. I think there's going to be 33 drivers in minis tomorrow, so it should make for some really interesting racing. Okay, so in terms of footage today, I only got a little bit of footage during open practice, and do you know what, the car doesn't look like it's doing too bad. I've got 3 shells with me today, so I've got my new shell that I've painted up. Unfortunately it doesn't sit quite right on the car, with the battery running the stick packs. It's a little bit wider, therefore it kind of sticks out on the shell. So I think I'm probably going to resort to running my rusty mini for racing, as today I've been out with the other shell, and say handling wise it's doing okay. It's just, yeah, I don't like the way it looks with the lead sticking out the side, but that's just little details. In terms of sort of what I'm wanting out of this weekend, now that I've got the car doing what I want it to do, I'm hoping that I can end up in the top half. So if we've got 33, I'm looking at sort of 16th would be good. So sort of top of the B, making the B final basically is what I'm after. Podium the B, at a push maybe I could get into the A final, but looking at the pace of the guys today, I'm quite a way off the pace. So in terms of the forecast, obviously this morning it has been dry. The weather's been okay. It was wet when I left the house this morning, but say it dried up by the time I got here, and I had a few hours of track time in the dry. However, I am now sat back in the car, and it's starting to rain. I'm not sure if I can really be bothered to go out in the rain today. I might just head off home now, knowing that the car is set up, the car's doing what I want it to do. Therefore I can go home, charge up. I'm going to prep some more tyres. I think I need to super glue the sidewalls on some new Rush 24s, which are the tyres that I've chosen to run today. So I actually went 24 all round. Lots of people were running 30s and they were starting to work their way through the tyres, but I'm going to stick with the 24s. It tends to be how I run, and I think last time when I did the minis in the Iconic Cup, that was my sort of go-to for tyres, pretty much for the whole series. But okay, looking back at some of the footage of this car going round, oh, that Mini just got absolutely annihilated on the track there. But yeah, looking at my Mini going around the track now, you can see it going down the straight. With this Core 21 motor, it is a lot slower. Last time we ran in the Minis, we were running the Core 15, which was a little bit quicker. But yeah, the Mini class has slowed down quite a lot. A couple of laps I did manage to pretty much full throttle almost the entire track. There's a couple of turns where I'm having to let off ever so slightly, but you can see the speed of the GT cars coming through on my inside there. And that's what I was saying about earlier on. It's about being aware of the cars around you so that you don't cause crashes and incidents on the track. But looking back at my lines, I'm really happy with sort of the lines that I'm taking through. There's a little bit of work that can be done there, trying to get the line right over the D out onto the straight. In terms of this one, hitting that apex quite nicely. I don't know whether you can actually hear now. The rain is really coming down. I'm sat in the car and the rain is coming down quite heavily. There's 2 more practices left on the track, but I think what I'm going to do is I am quit while I'm ahead. I'm going to get off home, get charged up, get everything ready for tomorrow, knowing that the car is pretty much in the window. Obviously, when it comes to running in the wet, I have done it before. I raced over at Milton Keynes in the wet, so I have got an idea of what wet setup I'd like to go with. But yeah, hopefully we have a fantastic, little tap there from behind. We have a fantastic weekend's racing at the Iconic Cup. So if you've liked this video, like, subscribe, hit the old ding dong bell, and hopefully we'll see you trackside soon.